Hi, you guys. Welcome to a new episode of Too Much with Shey
and Becca. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I know Shey was gonna hate it. What it is? What's up? 2026 is up.
I love that. I guess I'll let you do that all January. But when it's February, it's like, all right, sis, we get it. It is
Yeah.
2026. Happy New Year to you all. And yeah, welcome. If you guys are new, welcome to our podcast, Too Much with Shey and Becca. We talk about all things life, news, sports, social media, all the things. We are here. We got a little bit for everybody, every flavor, all the things. That's why our podcast is called Too Much with Shey and Becca. I want to give a huge thank you to all of you guys if you are not new, because we finally reached 400 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. As you know, we've mentioned, the goal is 1,000, but baby, we got to get through the baby steps before we got to crawl before we can run. So I want to say thank you guys so much. We appreciate every like, every comment, every share, all the things. We appreciate when, our friends tell us, oh, we watch your podcast, we whatever. Thank you, because we can tell the ones that actually watch and the ones that just say that. If you know, you know. I appreciate you all. If you don't know if you are subscribed, please hit pause and check. If you're not, make sure you subscribe. We really appreciate y'all. And before we get started, I want to just jump right into it before we even get into our weekly rundown. Have you seen this 2016 trend? The same way you on this 2026 every day, every Friday of 2026, we're like, Happy New Year. What is it with everyone being so obsessed with 2016?
So
Were you like, what was Becca doing in 2016?
In 2016, Rebecca was graduating high school, and I was figuring out who am I gonna be, because I wanted to cut everybody out. I wanted to cut everybody off from high school. Like, I wanted to be connected to none of them, because I realized I was coming into like my own being, because like, especially Shayla and I have discussed, we were sheltered. Like, growing up in a Caribbean household, you were sheltered. Like, I wasn't doing nothing. I knew I was going to college. What?
I wouldn't say I was sheltered. My mom was just strict.
Well, yeah, I was. Let me not say sheltered.
Yeah,
I was
sheltered. There's a difference,
right? We know some sheltered.
I knew life was life.
No, I knew life was life for real. I would say strict. My parents were very strict, and like, I was always under that kind of their watch and key. Like, if I wanted to do something, I had to be under them. But I knew I'm about to go to college. I'm not about to have nobody on top of me. So it's just like, I wanted to know who I was outside of the people that I've been associated to for years. And also, like, as you start to get older, you realize, some of these friendships aren't benefiting me. So it's like, kind of for me, like, I was kind of figuring out who I am outside of what I've known. So like, I knew I started college. I graduated high school and started college in the same year. So it was just like, to me, it was like,
right. So in 2026, do you want to go back to that 2016 era? Because I feel like that's like what the trend is now. Everybody is posting throwbacks of, what their life was like in 2016. Like, oh, little so-and-so. For me, Rebecca said that she was about to start college. In 2016, I was in my freshman year of college. Shayla was on her way to nursing. I remember, at that time, I had like our first car ever here in the United States, because all my life we was public transportation. But then it got to a point like, I got to drive to college. There's no bus picking me up. Like, I got to drive, honey. So
right.
I remember my mom helped me get a car. We moved over. We had like this a real old Honda Accord. I feel like a Honda Accord is a real good car to get as your first car if you're trying to figure that out. It's affordable, whatever. But I remember it was so old, honey. Like, everybody knew I was on the way when I was driving my little Honda Accord. But anyways, she had like helped me get a new car, which is the car that I have now, Ruby, a Honda CRV. And I was just like, wow. Like, looking back now, I'm like, I'm grateful that I am here in 2026, child. I'm not trying to go back to 2016, Shayla. I was working as a CNA at Marshall's, trying to figure out, my freshman year of college. So much was going on. I was broke. I was like, leave me here in 2026. Looking at photos, I'm like, oh, cute little throwback moment. But would I want to go back to 2016? Absolutely not.
And I think for me, when I see this trend, I think more people are like thinking about like the music at the time, how things were simpler at the time. Like, I don't think everybody, I want to kind of go back to that situation I was in 2016. Like, the way I've been seeing it, like people are posting more of like the memories, like me and my friends were this, that, and the third. Like, and I think that's kind of why I have the mindset that I do, where I'm like, I take pictures and like videos of everything, because I would love to take part in like everybody posting what they look like in 2016, but I don't have any photos from that time.
Were they simpler times in 2016?
I feel like, yeah, like it was, everybody was just doing them. Like,
I feel like, comment down below, would you want to go back to your 2016 era? For me, I felt like life was so much for me that I'm like, child, thank God I'm here in 2026. But again, like everything is different for everyone. We all go through life, in different speeds. For some, they were like living the life still under their parents. Their parents were paying their bills and all of that. For me, whew, a time. But anyways,
like,
I'm grateful. And yeah, let us know if you have partaken in the little cute 2016.
I just want to say really quickly, I think whoever made that like phrase, like, oh, like 2026 about to be the new 26, well, it's about to be 2016 again. Like I said, I feel like everybody's going off the nostalgic aspect. And then the fact that Fetty Wap got out, it was just like, hold up, we really about to be in 2016. Like,
period. Shout out to Fetty.
A lot of that. But
if you guys are new here, though, we are from Jersey, and Fetty Wap is from Jersey, and they having a little welcome home party for him. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We usually kick off every episode with a little rundown of our week. So let's get into that, honey.
Right.
What's happening? So tell us, Becca.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm trying to think. So technically, our week kind of started on Saturday. I took Shayla. Well, me and Shayla I told Shayla I want to go to a sports bar. If you guys know, in 2026, that's something I've been saying I want to do more of. Going to a sports bar, being in that like sports element world, seeing how people act and everything like that. And so literally Shayla and I I kind of spent the whole day looking for a singular spot. And then Shayla ended up sending me some options. So then I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm over it. The one place that we ended up picking, I said to Shayla, it don't look very diverse to me. But Shayla's like, you're not going to know until we get there.
Caveat, the places she picked was not diverse either. So
yes, it was diverse.
The one that you wanted to go was like what was the country? Like a Ireland bar.
It was Portuguese, girl. It's in Newark, girl. You know who's gonna be there. Be for real.
They was not gonna be there. I'm telling you for right now.
How do you know we ain't go? Anyway, so we went to this place in Harrison. Baby, we walked into the establishment. There was like 6 non-people of color at a table, and the thing that really like made us go there is because they were like, oh, they're gonna play the sound of the game. I'm like, cool, calm, collected. There was nobody in that establishment, but again, it was raining, so I kind of expected that. So we sit down. They didn't even walk up to us. Like it wasn't until Shayla and I and our other friends sat down. They were like, oh, y'all gonna eat? We're like, yeah. So then we ended up ordering food or whatever. And I asked Leah, I was like, oh, y'all gonna put the sound on the game? And she was like, yeah. But then they kept turning it off to go play country music. And then when the game would come back on, Shayla was seeing that I was getting visibly irritated, because I'm like, I want to hear the game, and y'all got me sitting here staring at y'all listening to a man yippee ki like I'm not with it. I kept getting up to ask the people to put sound on the TV. The food was nasty. Shayla was complaining about the shrimp, because the shrimp, she said they got it from, I don't know where she thought they got
from Great Value frozen section.
And like, mind you, I was there for the Bears game, and I'm like, okay. The first quarter ended. We're in the literally 3 minutes into the second, and we already decided, all right, we're gonna go to the next place, because I would rather miss part of the second quarter than miss the whole second half, right? So we ended up going to this place in Belleville. If you're from Jersey, then you get it. We went to this place called Whiskey Priest, and they didn't have the sound on the TV, but when I tell you that place was a vibe, I've been there before, but I've never been there for like a sports game. And the DJ was DJing, the vibes was vibing. They ended up having a robot. At one point, I told Shayla we're gonna wrap it up, but then Shayla looked back and I'm over here getting lit.
I wrapped it up. I look back and she's over here getting like alcohol and whatever. I'm like,
from the
you just
robot.
said- mind you, I'm the type of person, this is why I like to drive places, because when I'm ready to go, I'm going. So I'm already like, oh, but y'all could stay. Everybody was like, oh, no, stay. You don't work tomorrow. Da-da-da.
And
I
you
want
know,
to go. I don't
this
care if
little
I'm gonna
young
do that.
boy, he saw Shayla and he needed that. He said, I need that.
Girl, he ain't do nothing. No. All he said was, he didn't say nothing. He could have really just wanted to be friends.
Nah,
but they were like, oh, I don't know. Rebecca opened up her Instagram and I'm like, what?
No, I opened up your Instagram from
for what?
Instagram because he said he wanted to get to know you. And I said, Shayla, stop playing.
Girl, he ain't tell me that.
Oh, well, I made him get your Instagram.
Well, anyways, yeah, he could get to know me as friends.
Oh, yeah, he was like a little youngin, but it was like a cool little cute vibe. Like, I definitely am happy that we ended the night at that other establishment, because had we been at that one establishment the whole night, yeah, my face like was telling it all. Shayla was like, Rebecca, do you want to go? Because you clearly
yes, that's listen. One thing, and I told Rebecca, like, this is a life lesson. If you don't want to be somewhere, exit. The complaining consistently is going to blow me. And then it's like, when you're mad, I'm an empathetic person. Like, I'm gonna feel those emotions, and I'm not trying to do that. The whole point of me going outside, I could be home. Home is my happy place. So if I am leaving the house, is to be happier or be happy. If you are just mad, she said, okay, we could go at halftime. I said, no, let's leave now. Thank you.
Nah, I was so tight because I just felt like after the third time me asking a lady to put the sound on, it was like getting to a point. And honestly, we were the diversity. Like, literally, we were the 3 shades of diversity. Like, it was actually insane. But that happened. My week in terms of everything after that, been chill. But you know, I be having thoughts to myself. So Shayla and I usually have this conversation when, like, you know, especially on the podcast where we talk about this idea of submissiveness. And I'm like, Rebecca, like, you need to sit down and really figure out what bothers you about, like, when people say, like, oh, they want a submissive person. And it's because I give people the opportunity for me to be in a submissive space, and they don't do it off the first test, which is when a man tells me, I want to see you. And I say, okay, we can plan something. And if your answer isn't actual plans, because I'm giving you the chance to lead the plans, you talk about, okay, yeah, we'll see what we could do. If there's no initiation from there, I'm automatically not, like, you're not showing me nothing that I can put any faith into you. Something as small and minuscule as that, the moment you show me you can't do that, then there's really nothing to talk about for real. But
I agree. First of all, these sleeves are killing me, honey. You
Yeah.
like this. Holding on to the sleeves. It gives you an airplane about to just fly.
Yeah, but you know, I really like it because I don't really want it back here. I want to hear, but this is
really but it's when you clasp onto them, it's like you're about to go on a ride.
I like this though. Tell me how y'all like the shirt. Funny. Also, I want to say this last point really quickly. To the men who slide into my phone, I need y'all to understand, if you wouldn't talk to your mama like that, or you would fight somebody who talked to your mama like that, do not hit me up like that. I was on Instagram, and obviously, you know, sometimes I go through my requests, sometimes I don't. I decided to go through my request this day. And the moment I go through my request, this man gonna say to me, you look like you make a mess. Pardon?
Yeah, we're not even gonna give birth to that. Don't do that, no disrespectful stuff. Like, if you, and again, I think when people do that, it's clear that you only want sex. And so, like Rebecca has said in previous episodes, if you want that, there are people out there that will literally give you that. So it's like, know who you're reaching out to. And, you know, Rebecca is not that type of girl. Anyways, for my week, it was pretty busy. I know one of my New Year's resolution was to be more social, you know, because I am a homebody. And girl, one day on Wednesday took me out. I was in the city from 8 a.m. to like 11-ish. And I was done. Thursday, I woke up and I literally felt like a truck had ran over me. I don't know how y'all do it every day, hustling, bustling, da 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 da. I know we are only on the second week of January, but I said, baby, maybe I'm just not an outside type of girl. I had so, mind you, on Thursday, I was also supposed to go back to the city to do this little like social event. Shout out to Sierra. Sierra is a travel advisor. We did an episode with her. And she was like, oh, well, she just sent it to me. And it was like a, creators getting together type of vibe. But girl, I work from home Thursdays and Fridays. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll work from home and then I'll go into the city. I was so tired. And then, of course, when you have plans, that's when everything wants to also pile on to my job. I had so much to do. I said, well, I can't make it. Because again, when you are commuting to Jersey, you need to be on the move like an hour and a half before the start time of any event in the city. I can't just like, oh, okay, like 15 minutes before an activity starts, just be there. And it was during prime, commuting hours. Everybody's coming in and out of the city around 4 p.m., 5 p.m. So shout out to all the people that be outside, because I think I've come to terms at the young age of 28 that maybe I just was not built, because again, I was raised being at home all the time. So my body not used to being outside all the time. Rebecca, we're going to this thing on Saturday. And Rebecca's like, oh, let's also do this. I said, baby, my little Saturday.
You got to.
No. My Saturday is so booked to the brim. Like I need to, I don't know. Shout out though, on Monday is Martin Luther King Day. So I am off from work. So that's kind of, I'm like thinking about it. Like,
me too. We outside,
girl. Did you not just hear everything I just said?
Yes, but everything you just said.
No, I thank God I'm not a pushover. If I want to do something,
Sayla, it's okay. I'm gonna scoop you up. You don't even gotta drive. I'll come pick you up. We gonna be
anyways. I'm sorry if the audio messed up when I did that, but comment down below. Well, if you had the opportunity to be outside every weekend versus staying home, which one would you choose? Also, I'm in like my health vibe. When you outside all the time, you're eating out, you're drinking, and it's like, I don't want to be doing that.
Sometimes you, instead of being a ripe tenderoni, you just be giving me like cigar pipe. Like you act so old, girl. Like
that's who I am. Which one you do?
Okay, but live a little. Oh my God.
We are friends, despite what it may give, child. Anyways, let us move over to our news segment. Don't be scared. Don't leave. Don't run. If you don't care about anything about the news, child, just fast forward to our social corner where we discuss all the trending social media topics that we see on our feed. But if you do care, which I suggest you do care, stay here. The first topic that we're going to talk about is your president Donald Trump. Unless you're a viewer that is not from America, then he's not your president. But a majority of our beautiful viewers live in America. So President Donald Trump, child, and his administration is suspending immigration visa processing for 75 countries. The State Department said on Wednesday, they claim that immigrants from countries on the list, right, on these 75 countries, are people that are, let me read it directly because I don't even want to. He says President Trump has made clear that immigrants must be financially self-sufficient and not be a financial burden to Americans. The Department of State is undergoing a full review of all policies and regulations and guidance to ensure that immigrants from these high-risk countries, i.e. the 75 countries, do not utilize welfare in the United States or become a public charge. If you're wondering what are these 75 countries, well, here's the list. It's nice. It's a nice and hefty list. The list is long, but I'm going to just point out the ones that I feel like you guys or Jamaica, Barbados, Antigua, and Barbuda. I don't know. Yes, it's a whole lot of
No
countries.
shade, but hold on.
Haiti is there.
Of course, and I love how Haiti's there, but I don't see the Dominican Republic. But that's just another time.
Nicaragua, Cuba. And if you're wondering a what is what is the immigration visa? An immigration visa is essentially like what the visa that you request when you really want a green card, right? So you put in your application for immigration visa so you can be here legally, work, do your thing as you are working towards your green card. And President Trump and his administration is saying that the people from these 75 countries are high risk countries because, in his mind, these are people that will come here and they will take welfare from the American people at unacceptable rates. And my whole thing is, how are you going to, like, how do you pick these 75 countries and be like, oh yeah, if you from Cuba, if you from Jamaica, if you from Haiti, if you from XYZ, you're going to come here and you're going to live off welfare? What? I think that is actually super ridiculous. And then in the same breath, a lot of people are saying, oh, why don't immigrants just come here the right way, right? Like, if you want to come to this country, come the right way. Well, these are people, right, that are trying to come to America the quote unquote right way. And now you are pausing their ability to come here the legal way. And one thing about it is when someone wants to do something, you could change all the laws, rules, regulations. They're like, okay, well, if you don't want me to come here the right way, well, I'm going to come here the illegal way. So it's just kind of like it doesn't make any sense. A lot of things that Trump and his administration do don't make sense. And it's
I just want to, I say this every time we talk about this because it's just like, y'all are so dense in the brain. I don't even think a construction mallet could get through it sometimes. Like, when it comes to this concept of welfare, y'all are making it seem like immigrants are the people who are using a majority of that budget when it comes to welfare. Y'all do know white Americans are the ones, because they are the majority, are the ones who are the most people, are the people who benefit the most from welfare, correct? Like, I feel like we keep being so ignorant, thinking that people who come here is because, oh, I want to leave my country, my home, the culture that I'm used to, everything that I have known, to come to a country where I'm going to be looked at as less. Like, nobody, like, I know there are some people who fit that stereotype who come here and was like, oh, I'm gonna get government assistance, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that. Yes, but there's people like that for everything, right? But just because there are some who are like that does not mean that is a true statement for them all. We can't make this blanket statement and think that it's fair, because if I sat here and said, oh, all white people are racist, does that, y'all gonna look at me and some of y'all gonna be like, no, that's not true? Exactly, because just because some of y'all are does not mean that's a blanket statement for you all. Like, that's not true. So it's like, it's very ignorant to me to put this assumption on those 75 countries as if there aren't people who are coming from Poland, there aren't people who are coming from any country in Europe who could be having that same type of philosophy.
right.
So it's just like,
It doesn't make any sense. And also, I'm going to put the same point again. You have these ICE raids currently in the United States that are increasing in all of these states because you are alleging that people are coming here illegally. We just covered last week how a U.S. citizen was killed due to ICE. But then in that same breath, you are pausing immigration visas for those that are trying to get here legally. So what is it? Do you want them to come here legally or do you not? Right. And I think anytime we mention like, no, these people are just racist and they don't want people of color to come, you know what I mean? Like, people are like, no, it's, you guys make everything about race. And yes, there are countries here that are not necessarily, from the Caribbeans. There are like countries that where white people are in, but it's just like, it's just very annoying and just weird. And like Rebecca says, you putting this blanket statement like, oh, if people from these countries come here, they're just gonna use our resources or our social services and just live off of the government. There are people that do that, yes, but that blanket statement is insane.
And I just want to give this last point before we move on to the next thing. Y'all are saying that they want to use our resources, but those said resources are being maintained by the people that you are claiming that you don't want here. It's like, how else do you get your fruits, your vegetables, and everything like that? Those resources that you're so proud that we have, who do you think is actually getting those things? Because I don't see y'all, your high privileged stuff, getting in the fields and doing nothing because you feel like you're too good for it. No.
Yeah, yeah. And also, it's like, even that in itself, there are people that just want to come here and get a better education and get in these rooms where majority of us are not in, right? Like, yes, we love our farm workers, but there are a lot of Latinos, minorities, Black people that come here and they are highly educated and they are in these rooms. And it's just, they are putting so many red tape. Like, we already know the odds are already against us, but every day a new barrier is put in place for us. Next, Greenland. Greenland has been in the topic of the news a whole lot. Before I even continue, you're like, girl, what is Greenland? Here is a photo. So you guys see this yellow spot? Clearly is real far from us. You see US, Canada is like in front of Canada, around Antarctica or something. Yeah, see it. It's in Denmark. The yellow vibe up there. So why do we care about Greenland? Why has it been in the news headlines recently? Well, on the same line of, we worried about stuff that we should not be worried about when America has so many other issues that we could be working on. But what do I know? Greenland is back on the headlines. Like I showed you, it is located off the east coast of Canada. It is the largest island in the world and is an autonomous territory of the Kingdom of Denmark. President Trump wants the US to buy it and take full control of it, despite Denmark and its people saying, baby, it is not for sale. But we all know Trump don't even care. He make up his own rules. And when he want to do something, child, he just does that. Trump assigned a special envoy, essentially like a group of people, to go over there to Greenland and figure out a way to move forward to be able to buy this island. Greenland could cost as much as $700 billion, according to NBC. The purpose, why does President Trump want to buy this? Well, he wants to increase U.S. military presence, adding staging areas from which to launch military operations over the Arctic against America's adversaries. Exactly. Child, why would the United States of America spend $700 billion on Greenland? Nobody, you know what I mean? Like, Americans, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, did not vote thinking about Greenland. Like, mind you, the US already has military people placed there. But one thing about Trump, he is super greedy. He wants, actually, I want to buy the whole thing. Girl, nobody is worried about no Greenland. And Denmark is saying the island is not for sale.
It's giving very much. I mean, I found out what the reason was, but it's like, what's the reason for it? Because, girl, when you said Greenland, I'm like, girl, that's so random. Like, what?
Exactly. But and also, it's $700 billion. America is already in debt. Why would we get in $700 billion more in debt? And of course, I feel like when you talk about this large sum of money, I'm sure there's ways to cut corners. Like, they're not really trading real money type vibe. But it's just like, again, we have so many issues here in America. For you to be sending people over there to Greenland to figure out a way to buy this island, Americans did not vote for that. We are not worried about that. And I guess I'm not going to speak for every American, but I'm pretty sure there are enough issues here that we need to focus on. We're not worried about no Greenland. They saying it's not for sale. So why are you worried about it?
And it's like, this is why I say America likes to involve themselves in issues, but they also like to create issues. And it's just like, you want to go to Greenland, you want to buy Greenland. Greenland saying not for sale. You talk about some, but I'm gonna send people there to figure out how we can buy it. What about no means? Like, does consent not mean anything to us? Like, no means no.
There's nothing to figure out.
The sale is not on, it is off. Like, what are we talking about?
Girl, just insanity. And the last topic that I want to discuss is Saks. Okay. If you're like, child, what is Saks? Saks Fifth Avenue. And Saks Fifth Avenue recently bought Neiman Marcus, and it is a, luxury brand. Never been there because I already know is way above my budget, child. But the company has been running out of cash and is struggling to pay its bills since its acquisition of Neiman Marcus. And they bought, right? The Saks Fifth Avenue filed for bankruptcy. And they recently bought Neiman Marcus for $2.7 billion in 2024. The main trigger to why they filed bankruptcy was a missed payment of $100 million in 2025. Saks has struggled to line up bankruptcy financing because some investors are concerned the company won't be able to successfully reorganize. My question here, did you ever buy, or you like going to the mall to Neiman Marcus?
Be so for real. Be so for real. Like, I never walked into a Neiman Marcus a day of my life.
How about Saks Fifth Avenue?
Girl, I couldn't even tell you if I was around Saks because it don't even be in my peripheral vision. Because, like, what are we talking? Honestly, whenever these companies talk about filing for bankruptcy, I think it'd be a joke. I'd be like, y'all not serious. Y'all doing this because there's some type of like financial gain from it. In my mind, I don't think. And if they are for real going like bankrupt or whatever like that, that just goes to show you that people are not spending money like they used to because the cost of living is so expensive. But we worried about Greenland.
Yeah, my thing is, maybe this is just the broke in me. I never understood paying $100 for like a legging. I don't care about Lululemon, about Aloe, about none of these bougie brands. When I could pull up to Marshalls and TJ Maxx and all of those are my type of vibes and get the same thing for half the price or probably less. Like, have you ever been a big name brand person? Because to me, I go to these stores and I'm just like, why would anyone in their right mind spend this large sum of money for one item when I could go, baby, I could buy half of Marshalls in aisle for that price?
Yeah, you mad funny for that. Anyway, like for me, Shayla, I'm not really a name brand girl. Like I feel like some people who are so obsessed with name brand, it's because you don't know how to actually dress yourself, in my mind, sometimes, because it's just like, just because you could have Gucci, Poochie, Fucci, and all that on and think that you are the baddest thing in the room, it's like, I could walk in with a $20 Fashion Nova dress and people gonna snap in my direction. It's how you carry yourself. It's how you dress it up. Like, I think for me, the idea, like, don't get me wrong, I like a good name brand bag, but I don't have a bunch of name brand bags because I also like my bag that I got from Fashion Nova. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for me, name brand doesn't really do much for me. And if you are the type of person who loves name brands, that's great. Everybody has their own likes, their flavors, they taste. I get that. But for me in this Fashion Nova shirt, y'all want to, like, I know I look good. What you see the sleeves and all.
Period. So yeah, for me, I was more heartbroken when our good Forever 21 went out of business. Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus, child, I'm RIP to y'all if it does turn out that RIP to y'all if it does turn out that your store is closed, because child, bring the prices down. Period. On that note, let us move over to our social corner.
Period. Yes, welcome to our social corner. If you don't know what our social corner is, quick breakdown. It's basically where we talk about some of the things that we've seen trending in this media space on social media, whether that be TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, boom, bomb, bomb. Also, Shayla, hold up. Before we continue, did you know? Remember when I told you I think I got hacked on TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like sending random messages to people. So like they had gave me a warning and then I had disputed the warning. But I guess because that person or whatever had messaged so many different people, they like I guess people reported me again and then nobody could send me stuff for the week. Literally, I couldn't even send people like
Now
Instagram.
you in TikTok jail.
Girl, nah, I'm back out of TikTok jail. But I was like, why me? First, what's the Zelle? First
Yeah.
Zelle, then TikTok. Like, I don't want to see a third. Like, I need me and my spirits to really like, we need to lock in because I don't understand what's going on. But anyway, let us get into our first topic. And the first thing we're going to be talking about is something that has been trending on social media because of like the response, but also there were some good quotable memes in there. So we're going to talk about Cam Newton and Lady London. So Cam Newton sparked a viral moment on his Funky Friday podcast after mispronouncing the word eclectic as eclectic. And then doubled down by claiming it's his own word, later spelling it NCLECTA. There's no A in that word, right? And jokingly said that the N stood for, Mama, I'm sorry if you hear me say this, niggatry, right? So rapper Lady London calmly corrected him, explaining the correct pronunciation, but handled the exchange with humor, composure, and wit as Cam insisted traditional dictionaries like Webster and Oxford don't relate to him. The clip quickly spread through across social media, turning neglectic into a meme and sparking debate about intelligence and confidence, with many praising Lady London's poise while criticizing Cam's perceived pseudo intellectualism. Girl. Despite the viral moment overshadowing deeper conversation, Lady London's appearance also highlighted her background, artistry, and thoughtful navigation of the music industry. Now, I had the pleasure of interviewing Lady London, and when I was watching her, it was like a 3-part docu-series with Tubi, I believe. Like when you watch it, like you can see like the way she carries herself and things like that, and like I appreciate that because you could tell like she's not just gonna let the music industry determine who she is. So when I found out that she was gonna sit with Cam Newton, I was like a little intrigued because I know when I had a conversation with her, like the way she speaks, the way she carries herself, it's like very poised. So I'm like, after seeing certain clips from Cam Newton in the past, I'm like, this is about to be very interesting because, call it what you want to call it, which I will call it. He is very like macho man in his head.
Machismo for sure.
Machismo, egotistical, like he gives that. He thinks nothing he says can be wrong. And after seeing that clip like circulating, everybody was making humor of it. I kind of was just like, well, I didn't expect anything else because that's just the type of person that he is. So I have the clip for you guys that I'm going to show you real quick.
How would you describe your style in one word? That's an adjective.
Can I use a word that I've already used?
Sure, of course.
Eclectic.
Say it again.
Eclectic.
It's eclectic.
Well, the heavy on the N because
There's no N in it.
No. It's my word.
Oh, let's unpack this. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
It's your word.
Eclectic.
Spell it for me.
NCLECTA.
Okay.
Eclectic.
Eclectic.
Do you want to know what the N stands for?
Niggatry. Am I right? Okay. Respectfully.
You see where I was going.
Let that
Yeah.
be. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
I learned a new word. We got to hit up Webster,
No, we ain't got to hit up nobody.
Oxford, nobody.
Why would we do that? Do they relate to us?
I'm pretty big on words. It's kind of how I make my money, but I don't.
It's just like, and the thing that made it so funny is because, like, you could tell, when you talk to someone so delusional and they fully believe in what they say, sometimes you really just gotta let them have it. Like, okay, you got it. You got it, my boy. Like, and I was watching First Take this morning, and, everybody usually comes at Cam Newton because his style is very, different, top hats, layers, all that, patterns, colors, whatever. And I just started laughing because I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, what does this man have on? He got this big brown top hat, got a scarf, got a jacket, got a shawl. It was just so much happening. And it's like, those people who want to be different so bad. Like, he want to be different so bad. And it's just like, just
let it go.
Just be
and my whole thing is like, to me, the clip is so funny because all he had to do was admit that he was wrong. You know what I mean? It's like you dug yourself in a bigger hole. One thing about me, I'm very honest. My word, dictionary for myself is real low, honey. We on 7th grade level with the words. Basic. I be asking Rebecca all the time, girl, what that word mean? She has a SAT type of vocabulary. For me, child, I don't know Spanish or English that well. We just barely making it through. So I know there are several times when people use words I don't know. You know what I mean? Don't ask me to spell it. I don't know. I'm just getting by. So if someone's like, oh, you said that's not a word, and they correct me, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And that's it. But you over here, I get it. You are the host. You want to sound like you bigger than the program, whatever. But if you're wrong, you're wrong. Sometimes you are in rooms where you are not going to be the expert, right? Like, yes, you are a former football player and that's your length. I mean, not your length. That's your, there we go with what I was saying, child. My words are not, I don't know how to use my words that great. If football is like your expertise, that's fine, right? Like you could clock Lady London on that because you know all things football. But words are not yours. Now we're trying to debunk Webster Dictionary and baby, you use autumn words, don't you? Oh, they're not for me. So what words you using?
Girl, it was the A at the end for me. I said absolutely insane. That's what the A is for. And then the thing that killed me is somebody in the comments was like, incorrect. And that had me dying. Because I'm like, I understand, right? When you feel like that you are the smartest person in the room, and the moment that thought and that is like threatened, you think you just got to double down. The smartest person in the room is usually the person who understands that they may not be the smartest person in the room. I will never walk into a room in a space and think that I'm automatically I'm the smartest. Nobody can tell me nothing, because I am still learning. Every day is a learning process. I don't know everything. Like Shayla said, there's certain words that I know that Shayla don't know, but there's also certain words that Shayla knows that I don't know. Like, I go back to this idea every time where I'm like, when I heard the word capsize, I said, who that?
I was just thinking about that. Yes, that was crazy to me. And if you are also confused like us, is when a boat tips over or like falls.
And I say that. I was like, why didn't they just say that? She was like, girl, because they said capsize. I was dumbfounded. Like, I just think, to me, when I see things like that, I always hear, it's kind of like that, shut up and dribble type of thing. And when we talk about athletes, and especially when it comes to them being intellectual, people do not see them that way. And it's like, I don't believe that. I don't think just because you are in the sports realm that you automatically are not smart, because that is not true. But then you got people like this who show you like, dang, maybe they are a little stupid.
Right. So take that life lesson. If you are wrong, just admit that you're wrong and keep it pushing, because things will look better that way. When you double down, triple down, you're making yourself look dumber. And we don't want that for you. Next, my fave, J.Cole, honey. He's been on all the hints, all the things, honey. He announced his new album, The Fall Off, is expected to drop on February 6, 2026. And it's heavily hinted to be his final album, child, marking the culmination of his long discussed fall off era. The announcement came with a teaser video and a link to pre-order his limited edition CDs, vinyls. And yeah, if you guys are also J. Cole fans, I love J. Cole because I think his music went wavelength of lyrics. I think his lyrics are so powerful that sometimes I don't really know what he's saying, but he sounds real smart and real like poetic. And I'm like, yes, that's really a love language to me. When you are smarter than me and you could teach me something, That is so attractive.
And see, Shayla, that shows that you don't got an ego, because you admitted the fact that there's some times where you don't know what he's saying, but it's still hitting.
I know, and this sounds just like, yeah, that is so poetic. And I love that.
It's eclectic.
But I admit that. I'm like, I don't know if we could play the whole trailer because I'm not trying to get us copyrighted.
A majority of it is just talking, honestly.
Okay, so let's take a look. Close your eyes and listen to this poetic storyline.
Everything is supposed to go away eventually. You see this especially in like show business with famous actors or like musicians. And it's like, oh, this guy used to be famous and then he fell off. What happened? And they want to point to, they did this and they made some sort of mistake. Instead of thinking that, look, it's kind of crazy they got famous in the first place. So few people reach that level that, yes, of course, it's not going to last forever because somebody else has to take that spot. And that's how show business has been since forever. But no, they always want to say, oh, that guy fell off. They want to look down on him for just going through the natural cycle of rising and falling.
So that is that. When I heard that, it really made me want to even shed a tear because, first of all, I think, in my opinion, J. Cole has never fell off. But like what they were trying to say, essentially, like that is bound to happen, right? Someone else has to take the throne. Like that's kind of the cycle of life, right?
Nicki Minaj, you hear that? You hear that, girl? Huh? So go ahead, finish your point. Sometimes you just gotta fall off.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to fall off, and it's a cycle of life. Like sometimes, Beyonce is in her prime time. I feel like she's still an icon, right? But it's just like at some point, someone else is gonna come up and take the throne, and it is okay. I think oftentimes celebrities specifically, like they want to push themselves to stay at the top so much, and it's like the cycle of life, honey. One day you will quote unquote fall off. And also, I don't think like the connotation to that word, just because you fall off doesn't necessarily mean you're not relevant anymore. It's just like, you're not at the top, but you're still an icon. You still have the great masterpiece, the great works that you have. Like Rihanna hasn't dropped new music in forever. And some people could say that she fell off, but like all her music is still iconic. I still listen to Rihanna. Them old albums, still an icon. But no, she's not in her prime music era right now. She's focused on her other business ventures. So I'm excited for him to drop his album, and I will be going to his tour if he has to announce a tour. I don't care. Last time I tried to get tickets, he did like a one night only type of thing in New York City. Baby, Ticketmaster, get your stuff together because I need to get tickets when he announces that he's going on tour. Because especially if it's his last time.
Yeah, I think for me, when I saw this, like I appreciate J. Cole. Like I like the way he carries himself and his music. Like you said, like I don't understand everything he said, girl. I'll be sitting there sometimes. I'm like, and it's just like the same thing for me, kind of like with Nicki Minaj songs. Like even to this day, there's older songs that she has, and I'm just now getting the wordplay. I'm like, hold up. You did that, So it's just like, I think for both of these artists, especially with J. Cole, I just feel like I already know this project about to be something fire. I have very high expectations, and I don't like to have high expectations because I'm usually disappointed, but he has yet to disappoint me. Yeah.
And also I want to see if he directly addresses the Drake and Kendrick Lamar, because if he was supposed to be a part of the back and forth, the beef. He dropped something and then he immediately deleted it and let Kendrick and Drake go at it. So I'm like, is he gonna drop a song, or is he really just gonna let that go for real?
Yeah,
we found out in February, child.
No, definitely, for sure. And I'm excited. Like Shayla said, if he does go on tour, Ticketmaster, y'all already played with me. I tried to get Bruno Mars tickets, girl. Them things sold out so quickly.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe
all my eyes are on J. Cole. I'm gonna save my coins and the time. But on that note, another thing that has been trending, at least on my TikTok, is this whole notion of like, I'm Chinese now. I'm in my Chinese era. And if you're like, girl, what are you talking about? Well, apparently a lot of people that are Chinese or are part of the AAPI community or heritage, they have been doing, their own little get ready with me or showing their morning routines. And a lot of their morning routines are like, oh, I drink hot water with lemon and all of these other just
Cultural
things that are a part of their heritage that are real good for your body and your health. And so a lot of people are like, oh, this is welcome to my Chinese day one. And I'm like, oh, how do people feel about this? You know what I mean? Not the fact that like I'm starting to drink hot water in the morning, but more so saying like, oh, I'm Chinese now. But I'm going to share with you guys a video. One of the video that kind of sparked every other video that popped up on my feed. And number two, someone who is actually a part of the community and seems to be okay with it, because I'm very big on like, if the community is good with it, then I'm good with it, child. Who am I? I'm not Chinese. But let's watch the video. Where is it? Here we go.
I just found out from my cousin Sherry that I'm officially Chinese. And they got a lot of rules. It's real strict over here. And one of them is to start your day with a cup of hot water. So here's to day one being Chinese.
There's a recent trend about being Chinese. I see a bunch of Americans drinking hot water with lemon and honey, eating congee, drinking hot pot, drinking more soup, eating Chinese vegetables, and not eating cold yogurt for breakfast, and getting really into traditional Chinese medicine. I just want to say that my culture can be your culture. You're doing really good hydrating yourself. I'm proud of you. I am so glad I met you at such a Chinese stage of your life. I am proud of you.
Okay, so we're back. How do you feel, Rebecca? This is your first time seeing I'm Chinese for a day. You trying to hop on that wave? You're on mute, by the way.
Wow. I said, I thought it was funny because I'm just like, huh? She was like, I'm so glad to see you to be a part of your first. I was okay. My whole thing is, right, whenever I see things like this, and as someone who's into their Korean skincare era, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate the culture, right? Y'all skin is I can give credit where credit is due. I think it's just so funny to me because Haitians do that too. Like, they do the hot water with lemon in the morning.
Yeah,
like,
my mom has been like very adamant about that. And if you're wondering like why, they say that it's good for your bowel movements.
Also, like, helps you lose weight in the morning. Like, something about the hot water burns the fat, something like that. I don't know. Listen.
Yeah, well, so shout out to social media. I think the beauty of it is that you learn something new about everyone's different cultures, and you kind of figure out that we're all kind of the same. We have a lot of similarities.
And I think for me, when it comes to like people using other techniques that other cultures have, I'm not mad at it because I'm like, you're gonna do what works best for you. Like, I'm far from Korean, but I love the products that I'm seeing from like, especially like Korean skincare, and it works for me. I'm not gonna get on social media and say, y'all, welcome to day one of me being Korean while I do my Korean skincare, because also I just think that sounds ignorant within itself.
Right.
But if you want to post that on social media and the people who aren't offended aren't going to be offended. Me, if I was to, that hasn't popped up on my timeline at all, but
it will now.
I hope not, because Shayla and I got two different feeds, but to me, like, if I was scrolling and I saw somebody's like, welcome to like my first day of being like Chinese, I'd be like, okay. It wouldn't have done nothing for me because, again, I'm not Chinese. I'm not offended. I'm not bothered. I just kept scrolling because it really would have did nothing for me. But I'm happy for them, I guess. Go ahead. Go off, Buki. Be Chinese. Okay. Ni hao, Kailan. Okay.
On that note, another thing that a lot of people have been talking about, child, usually it's either there's so many good shows that are out or zero. And right now it seems that we are on a incline of a lot of good shows. The ones that I have seen trending are Heated Rivalry. It's on HBO Max. It's supposedly about these like two professional hockey players. I haven't watched it, but
gay sports romance, basically.
Correct. Heated Rivalry, Tell Me Lies, His and Hers, which is on Netflix, and I actually started watching it. I think you would actually enjoy His and Hers because you love a little
Yeah, the detective show.
homicide.
It's the detective show.
I guess you would call it a detective show. It's like a small town homicide happened and they're trying to figure out who did it type vibe. I think you would enjoy it because there's also like a little love interest that is happening along the lines. So yeah, shout out to all the TV shows producers because y'all been doing your big ones. His and Hers on Netflix, All Her Fault on Peacock, Heated Rivalries and Tell Me Lies. If you're looking for, what shows could I watch? I feel like I see that on TikTok all the time. Like, I'm trying to look for a good binge-worthy show. It seems that we are on primetime binge-worthy shows. Go find you one.
See, but my problem is like, and Shayla will tell you, I'm the type of person, people always tell me to watch something, like watch a movie or watch a show. And I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. Like, I'm the type of person, I will watch it after the hype is over. It's like, I will watch it in like 6 years and I'm gonna hit you up and I'll be like, Shayla, I watched that show. Like, it was
in 6
like,
years is crazy. You can watch His and Hers. Well, first of all, let me finish it because I'm on your account. Netflix, it be hit or miss, child. I'll be pressing that actually last night I started watching His and Hers and I was like, first of all, I thank God because it actually let me in. You never know with the Netflix. Sometimes it's like it won't let me in because, again, if you didn't know, it's Rebecca's account, not mine. And so sometimes, Netflix is doing the anti-password sharing, which is like, girl, whatever. So it let me in and the show was so good that I was like, oh my God, I want to finish this. But one thing about me, I'm a grandma, I got to go to bed. And so I hit pause and I didn't turn off my TV, child. So that PSE&G bill about to be on 1,000. And so this morning I proceeded. I was like, okay, great. Netflix is still on. I'm still in. So I'm going to finish it today. It's only 6 episodes on Netflix. So when I'm done, I only got 1 episode done.
Girl, I mean, I've seen everybody talking about this on Instagram and TikTok. They've been talking about the show. I'm not gonna go watch it. I'm not going. I don't know what it is.
There's no hype around it. All the Heated Rivalry is the most hype show right now.
I'm not telling you. I've been seeing Heated Rivalry on my timeline and everything like that, but it's just I don't know what it is within me. Like, I guess I'll be interested, but I won't watch a show until like
there is no hype.
It is hype right now. Everybody's talking about it. It is, but I'm just not gonna go watch it. Like I said, I'm gonna watch it in 6 years. Like the one show that everybody was talking about, I don't remember. Like on my list, I got a list of shows that I should watch. I also just don't watch TV like that, so it's just like, I don't know.
If anything, Rebecca doesn't want to take any of my suggestions. So if you are looking for a new show, if you are looking for a new show to watch, I just gave you 4 that are trending. You probably already watched it if you're into shows, but anyways, on to the next topic.
The next thing that is trending, we are going to talk about, if you are heavy into TikTok couples, then you know about Desmond and Kristyscott, right? They officially filed for divorce. I feel like they filed for the announcement about their divorce happened. Like I believe like we found out about it last week after we ended last week's episode. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. And it was crazy to me because I remember like seeing them on the come up, how like she would do stuff and like seeing him do his like ridiculous laugh and everything like that, and them talking about how like they've been together longer than they've been apart, and like everybody thought their story was cute, and I remember interacting, but then like they kind of fell off on my timeline or whatever like that. So TikTok couple, Shayla, can you put the photo of them real quick? I think I have a photo.
I will. I got it.
Thank you. So TikTok personality Desmond Scott was spotted publicly kissing and getting intimate with a mystery woman at a Houston bar just days after his wife Kristyscott filed for divorce. Footage obtained by TMZ shows the pair making out at a bar, fueling speculation among Kristy's claims of the alleged infidelity in their divorce filing. Kristy filed for divorce in December 2025 after 11 years of marriage, stating there is no chance of reconciliation and requesting to restore her maiden name. The couple shares 2 young sons and plans to reach an agreement regarding custody and support, though Kristy asked the court to intervene if necessary. Desmond later addressed the split in an Instagram statement, apologizing to Kristy and their family, admitting he made choices he is not proud of, emphasizing his commitment to co-parenting their children. He declined to comment further on the recent footage, and Kristy has not publicly responded, but has made subtle social media posts that fans believe hint at the end of the marriage, like basically the reason for it and everything like that. To me, when I saw this, like I was just like, oh, like, oh.
Should we show the kissing video before?
Oh, yes. Let me show y'all the video. Oh, lie to you. I thought there would be sound, but there was no sound. But whatever. You see in the video, you see
it was
kissing.
going in, honey.
Right. Real bad. Like public, in the public at that. To me, when I saw this, it kind of goes to the grander conversation. And I feel like Shayla and I have had this conversation before when it comes to the idolization of social media couples. I feel like, especially for us growing up, we were in the prime time of like YouTube couples, relationship goals, and it has started with Ken and De'Ara and all these different things.
Channels.
Like, seeing all those type of couples and like there being a fixation when it comes to these relationship couples. And Shayla and I talked about this before about parasocial relationships. I was in that for a little bit when it came to Shelly and Ace. Like I get it, getting fixated. But the response videos that I have been seeing where people are like, oh, Kristy and Desmond Scott, they're getting the divorce. Like, how am I supposed to believe that relationships are supposed to last? It's like, you are putting yourself in a relationship that had nothing to do with you. And it's like, I see other people saying, because, there's other popular TikTok couples like the Henry family, the Williamsons, like, those couples, they're like, oh, all I know is I better not see the Henrys or the Williamsons like breaking up, or the Williams family. I think it's Williams, not Williamson, Williams. They're like, I better not see them break up or else I'm gonna really have no faith in relationships. And it's like, do y'all not have people around you? And like, I know it's sad to say, I know some people don't have people who have good relationships around them, but it's like, if you are so focused on other people's relationships being the set example for you to think of your belief in a proper relationship, do you not have those people around you? And if you don't have those people around you, maybe you should find real life people that you can see every day to be that example for you. I will never look at a TikTok couple and be like, that is the parameters I'm going to set as a healthy relationship. You are not there in their life. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We have this conversation every day and we say, social media is not real. No matter what you see on social media, I'm going to do what I got to do, because at the end of the day, this is a business for me. As entertaining as it may seem, this is a business for me. I get money off of this. You don't know what's going to happen behind closed doors.
Yeah, and I think sometimes like there's two different types. There are those that do post those videos in like a jokey manner, like, oh my God, they're done, my life is over type vibe. But if you are actually real life hurt about two people breaking up, I think also is because, like you mentioned, they were together for so long. So, you're not, I don't want to say raised with them, but you've seen their evolution of like with kids and this and that. The way social media works, we're on there all the time. You kind of feel some sort of attachment, although you don't know these people for real. It sucks. I would be lying if I said I knew them. They were not on my social media. But anytime a long time couple breaks up, it is a little sad because you think that you're gonna be with someone their whole life. And I think the fact that you are a public couple and your partner embarrassed you, right? Like, I seen this video out where you can tell it wasn't like a little peck, honey. They was going in. Me as the wife, I would feel some type of way because I'm over here grieving whether they maybe have been broken up for a while, things been rocky. But when you've been together with someone for decades, you are going to feel some type of way when another video is released where you're seeing your partner just living it up, and clearly he don't care, he good, he been moved on. And them little articles people be trying to post on their Insta stories as, I'm sorry, I'm this. If he was truly sorry, he would have never done it. So I hope that things are cordial for the kids. Anytime kids are involved, there's another element to things. So I hope the kids are good. And I feel like not all children deal with their parents breaking up the same. And so I feel like the priority should be the kids.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess my last point to this all would be, I've seen some people saying, like, we always have those conversations where people are like, oh, even Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. Like, you got such a beautiful woman, such a great girl. Like, da da da. How can you cheat on them? I need women to understand that when a man cheats on you, sometimes it has nothing to do with you. Honestly, it's depending on that man's standards and the morals that he has and the way that he decides to hold himself. So if he does not sit there and put like barriers on those things when it comes to temptation, it has nothing to do with you. You could be the best thing in the world. You could be at home doing everything your man asks, and he still could cheat on you. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you, and it's everywhere. It has everything to do with where they fall short. So I see people talking on social media like, oh, like she's so great, she's so this, she's so that. Okay, that could be a true statement, but two things could be true. She could be great and he still cheated.
Yeah, I think a lot of times it's how you have to take it, right? Like, unless if you're not happy somewhere, just say that. Like,
and he said in his statement that he'd been asking for separation and she didn't want to do that. And it's like, again,
you can't keep a man if that is true, ladies. If a man does not want to be with you, he not gonna be with you. Point blank. Period. Doesn't matter if you get the BBLs, you get the this, you bring more people into the relationship to make them happy. If they are expressing to you that they are unhappy, let them go, because you staying when someone doesn't want to be with you, they're not gonna be with you. Point blank. Period. End of story.
literally.
So now let us move over to our sports corner.
Shot clock. Okay, y'all, we have a lot to discuss. So like I said, Shayla and I went to a sports bar on Saturday, but then I also watched the football games that happened on Sunday. So if you know, like we have seen like the games between the Bears and the Packers being like both games, like during the regular season, the Bears won one, the Packers won one, but each game was very close and like nail biters. But I already knew that game 2, well, the first game of the playoffs for them was going to be real good. And baby, was it good or was it good? Because the Bears was down. Like it was points where Shayla would look at me and be like, and I'm like, I can't even talk right now. So then when they won, I was so excited. And if you know, I am a certified Cowboys and Eagles hater. So when I tell you I was rooting for the 49ers real bad, and then I saw how the Eagles lost, oh baby, I said this is a great NFL week for me. Honestly, I was real happy, right? So remember last week we talked about coaching, and I'm like, why would my Giants even sit there and entertain any type of like interview with the Browns ex-coach? I couldn't understand. But baby, they stressed me out. I was stressed for no reason because baby, guess what? We hired a coach, right? And I'm hoping I say his last name correctly. I was asking everybody at work and I've been practicing, but I still might mess it up and I apologize. So the Giants have officially hired John Harbaugh to the Giants, right? And so less than 10 days after being fired by the Baltimore Ravens, Harbaugh is finalizing a 5-year deal worth $20 million per year to become the Giants' next head coach. He met with Giants ownership and executives and began negotiations late Wednesday night, and the deal essentially was completed by midnight. The move makes sense for Harbaugh due to the Giants' young core, including Jackson Dart, Mikael Neighbors, and Andrew Thomas, a strong defensive foundation, and the number 5 pick in the 2026 draft, and an NFC East that appears to be unsettled, right? So I just want to also talk about really quickly, he's known for his stability over his years with, if you know, he was with the Ravens for 18 years. And, he had a playoff win. He's made 8 playoff appearances and 8 playoff wins since 2011, and far more than the Giants over the whole same span, right? So for me, when I saw this, right, I was like, oh my God, like I love this because I think that this is a great move. From what I've seen since I started getting into the NFL, I think he's a great coach, and I feel like he's the type of leadership that the Giants need. In that same breath, as great as I think the coach is, I still feel like it may not be enough for my Giants, because we also got to acknowledge, even though you guys got a new head coach, that does not change the fact of the talent that you guys have and the ownership that you guys have above as well. It does not negate the fact of that. I'm hoping he's able to turn things around, but at the same time, we cannot sit there and deny that the Giants' struggles also have a lot to do with the Giants players, period. Yes, they've had injuries. Yes, they're still trying to settle and figure out who their quarterback is going to be. I think it is going to be Jackson Dart moving forward. But I just feel like they have a lot of other questions to answer. But this is a great step in the right direction for me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, the Baltimore Ravens have a whole lot of talent, and even with the talent given, yes, I know their quarterback was injured. It was clear. So probably that's why the season ended up how it ended up. I think they were gonna fire their head coach anyways. It wasn't because of that that loss that they had before their season ended. But I just hope the Giants fan base doesn't expect instant wins, because like Rebecca mentioned, yeah, you could bring in a coach, but if the staff is not there, there's only but so much you can do. And we'll see what ends up happening. Good luck to Harbaugh. Harbaugh. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing.
Harbaugh. Girl,
Welcome to Jersey, New York.
Literally Jersey, New York. And we talked about this when it comes to like New York teams. There's already a lot of pressure put on you by the New York fan base and the New York media, right? And I just feel like the spotlight is even bigger than it is in Baltimore, honestly. So it's just like, you gonna have.
I feel like his family is definitely used to it. So I think that also is a little bit good that he's prepared. His family has been in, sports and all of that. His brother also is a coach. So it's like, I think he'll be fine. I just want the fans to know they're not going to win on day one.
Oh, like, I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about the pressure that's going to be on you, period, for you to change the team around. And I think people really need to be realistic that, like, yes, he is a great coach and he's going to add different elements to the team already. But to think that there's going to be an instant change overnight is not realistic. And if it is, okay, baby, prove me wrong. I would love that. As a Giants fan, I would love that. Do that. But realistically, I already know it's going to be a work in progress. I just don't want people to be deluded to think that there's automatically going to be an overnight success, because that might not happen. The last thing we're going to talk about in our social corner, and if you know, Rebecca
is corner, not social.
Girl, oh my God. Yeah,
that's fine.
I was being dramatic, y'all. Relax. So, Jonathan Kuminga has requested a trade. If you know who he is, he's a part of the Warriors. Again, no, literally again. So Jonathan Kuminga has formally requested a trade from the Golden State Warriors as soon as he became eligible to be moved, with the February 5th deadline approaching. His relationship with the team has deteriorated after an inconsistent season that saw him begin as a starter before being demoted and ultimately removed from the rotation for 13 games straight. Sources say Kuminga, head coach Steve Kerr, and the Warriors veterans all agree that a trade is the best outcome, especially during the frustrations over a $22.5 million player sitting while the team struggles. Tensions were already high following contentious offseason contract negotiations, which resulted in a 2-year, $46.8 million deal with a team option designed to make him tradable. Golden State has actively been exploring the market, with the Kings, the Mavericks, among teams expressing interest, though talks have stalled over the Warriors' reluctancy to take on long-term contracts. The team is prioritizing expiring deals and maintaining future flexibility, with remaining to open to bigger moves if a star becomes available. Right. So my whole thing, right? I remember when this already was happening with Kuminga in the offseason. I remember like it was already contentious. Right. They were already like, I don't want to be here. He wants to be there, but then he didn't want to be there. And it was like, kind of like, what is going on? Like, why are y'all keeping them if you don't want to be there? Why are you allowing them to keep you if you don't want to go nowhere? But again, as a player, you really don't got many options, if the team's not willing to let you go. I need my Warriors to understand they were on a high for a good amount of years, like a real high. Like they are still considered one of the great teams, even though they continue to struggle. Stephen Curry isn't getting younger. Draymond Green isn't getting younger. Jimmy Butler isn't getting younger. And then y'all went and added, what's the dude that you like that I can't stand?
Al Horford.
Yeah, him. The Warriors want to be a retirement home, because there is no way you mean to tell me that you keep getting, and I'm not saying that older people don't have talents and that your skill set is not going to be important to a team, but at what point do you sit there and think about the future, prioritizing the future? Yes, Stephen Curry is your current. He's great. Even as he gets older, his shooting abilities remain impeccable. But to sit here and say that y'all keep getting older player after older player after older player, as if that is going to be the push to make playoff contention, is not realistic. Y'all need to invest in younger players. Y'all need to get a bona fide center. I understand small ball was something that was real great for the Warriors for so long. The reason why they won as many championships as they have. But things change. And as things change, sometimes you have to change with it. This idea of small ball is not going to always win you everything. It's not. Especially when half the time y'all not even going to the paint. Y'all want to be out on the 3-point line. And I get it. People have had that conversation that teams that shoot the three don't win. And the Warriors
They say that about the Celtics too.
Exactly. And when the Celtics won, they disproved that theory. When the Warriors have won,
yeah, but that's like a hit or miss. Like when the threes are going in, it's great, but when they're not, it's like it's either real good or real bad. No in between. My point to that is like clearly that relationship between Jonathan and the Warriors is already broken. They could put crazy glue on it and try to like, fix the situation, but we all know when we have mentally checked out of something, we don't care. You could bring in somebody else. You could bring in a new coach. I'm mentally checked out. I want to leave here. So there's nothing you could do about it. The best thing is try to get as much as you can for him in that trade, because I'm not going to sit here and say he's just a raggedy player. He is good. He does have potential. And so try to get the most value that you can. Stop holding this man hostage, because when he don't want to be there, you don't want to be there. And as a player, when I'm mentally not there, I might not be doing it on purpose, right? But when you're mad or upset, I don't play my best because it's just like, I don't want to be here. And so the product also shows that. Let him go and try to get the most young talent that you can for the future of your franchise. Because clearly that's dead, done, sealed. He want to go. And just let him go. Point blank, period.
Exactly. And you wasting money. He's sitting there on the bench. I don't think sometimes he even show up. Like you paying him for what? Like, I get it. Y'all may want to keep him. And like Shayla mentioned, like he is very talented. And I know with the right team, he could develop to something even bigger.
Right.
But y'all are not utilizing him correctly. And
he's checked out already. So it literally doesn't even matter. You could put me in now, but now I don't want to be here no more. So I don't care.
Exactly. But that's it from our sports corner. If you guys have any opinions, whether we talked about the Giants or when we talked about Jonathan Kuminga, let us know in the comments how you feel, or anything else that we have talked about. Yes. Let us know in the comments.
Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you made it this far, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and comment down below a cheers glass for us trying to be outside more. At least I'm trying to, child. Little cheers jar. And yeah, we'll see you guys next Friday.
Because this shirt fire. Y'all know y'all material.
So the cheers glass and the shirt. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next Friday.
Bye, my love.